They promised the world would be safer. But behind closed doors, the truth was far darker than anyone could imagine. In the years following the attacks that shook America, the CIA launched a secret program, hidden from Congress, hidden from the public, and hidden even from much of the government itself. A program that would shatter lives, challenge morality, and raise questions about how far a nation will go in the name of security. It began quietly in 2002. As the fear of another attack gripped Washington, the CIA was given unprecedented powers, with the authority to capture suspected terrorists anywhere in the world. But what exactly they were doing, and where these suspects were being taken, was a carefully guarded secret. There were no public hearings, no transparency, only whispers of black sites in far-off countries, hidden prisons beyond the reach of international law. The world outside had no idea. Families disappeared without a trace. Governments denied knowledge. And yet inside the CIA there were those who saw the danger, who feared that something had gone too far. The methods used were shocking. Detainees were flown in unmarked planes across oceans. Shackled and hooded, stripped of rights and identity, they were subjected to interrogation techniques that would later be called torture. But at the time the rules were unclear, or deliberately blurred. One prisoner, later identified as Abu Zubaydah, was taken to a secret facility where water, sleep, and the very air became tools of control. But it wasn't just him. Others followed. Hundreds, maybe thousands, were caught in this invisible network, with names the public would never know, locations the press could not track, and fates that remained hidden from the eyes of the world. Someone inside already knew the danger. Someone whispered warnings that were buried under layers of secrecy and bureaucracy. The logistics were staggering. Flights had to be coordinated, local governments coerced into silence, and intelligence carefully curated to justify the program. But errors were inevitable. Detainees were sometimes innocent, swept up by flawed intelligence, and sent to these black sites as if the world had decided to erase them. And yet, to the leaders pushing this program, it was a necessary evil, a price for security that the nation could not yet comprehend. Inside these black sites, the tension was palpable. Guards were trained in methods that skirted international law. Interrogators faced moral dilemmas, some questioning their own conscience, others hardened by orders from above. Every day was a delicate balance between extracting information and preserving life, a balance that was often ignored in the pursuit of urgent intelligence. News of the program began to leak little by little. Human rights organizations hinted at the existence of secret prisons. Families demanded answers. Journalists tried to track flights, piece together fragments of testimony, and uncover what the government insisted did not exist. And the CIA, ever vigilant, went to great lengths to suppress information, using legal loopholes, denials, and even intimidation. The stakes were high, not just for national security, but for America's reputation on the global stage. As the years went on, some of these facilities became infamous. Names like Guantanamo Bay entered the public lexicon, but the true scope of the network remained concealed. Countries across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East unknowingly hosted these hidden prisons. Some officials spoke out in private, but their voices were muted, dismissed as complaints against an indispensable mission. The tension between secrecy and accountability grew, a hidden battle raging in corridors of power while the public remained in the dark. What made the program so controversial was not only its secrecy but its moral ambiguity. The CIA argued that traditional rules of warfare did not apply in the fight against terrorism. Critics said that the program violated both American and international law, creating a dangerous precedent. Yet for years the program operated with near impunity, shielded by the fear of future attacks and by the shadow of the unknown. Reports later revealed the methods used: sleep deprivation, stress positions, temperature extremes, isolation. The psychological toll was immense. Some prisoners lost their grip on reality. Others were broken entirely. And still the CIA pressed on, believing that the intelligence gained was vital, that every secret they unearthed could prevent another catastrophe. But what happened next shocked everyone. Some detainees later turned out to be innocent, their lives irreversibly altered by the very system meant to protect them. Whistleblowers risked everything to expose the truth. CIA officers, human rights lawyers, even foreign intelligence agents came forward, trying to shed light on what the public could not see. They described flights in unmarked planes, interrogations in abandoned factories, prisons hidden in mountains and deserts. Each revelation added to the growing horror. A network of secret detention centers operating in plain sight, unseen by courts, unseen by families, unseen by the world. The program also had unintended consequences. Mistakes in intelligence led to the capture of the wrong people. Diplomatic crises erupted as countries discovered their territory had been used for secret operations. And yet, inside the CIA, there was an unwavering belief that they were preventing a catastrophe. Even as the cost to human life, morality and credibility mounted, the secrecy was maintained at every level. Legal memos were drafted to justify the techniques, orders were encrypted, and oversight was minimal. The program was designed to exist in the shadows, immune to scrutiny, invisible yet omnipresent. And as the years passed, the psychological weight of maintaining such a secret began to affect those who ran it. Tension, fear, and paranoia became part of everyday life within the walls of the CIA. Some stories eventually emerged, families reunited, detainees released without charge, public hearings that offered fragments of truth, but the full scope remains unknown. Questions linger. How many lives were lost? How many innocents were caught in the web of fear? And what did it cost the nation to keep these operations hidden for so long? The program left scars far beyond those held by the detainees. Trust in government, faith in institutions, and belief in justice were all shaken. It sparked debates that continue to this day. The balance between security and freedom, the cost of secrecy, and the moral boundaries of power. And yet the answers remain elusive. Many doors remain closed, many files remain classified, and many truths are still buried in shadows. Every revelation brought new questions. How far would the government go in the name of protection? Who decides what is justifiable when the enemy is faceless? And most haunting of all, what happens when the people charged with defending freedom operate beyond the limits of law and morality? The story of these hidden prisons is a story of power, fear, and secrecy. It is a story of ordinary men and women caught in extraordinary circumstances, of decisions made in darkness, and of lives forever changed. And as the world reflects on those years, one chilling thought remains. The truth is far deeper than any report, any confession, or any investigation has revealed. We may never know the full extent of the network, the full number of lives altered, or the true cost of the program, but the shadows it cast linger in the conscience of a nation, a reminder that the fight for security can sometimes cross the line into the hidden horrors of its own making. In the end, the story of the CIA's rendition and detention program is not just a story of secret prisons, it is a mirror, reflecting the tension between fear and freedom, secrecy and accountability, and the hidden price of a nation determined to protect itself at all costs. And the question that remains, haunting every corner of those years, is this: in the pursuit of safety, what are we willing to lose? The script ends on a chilling, thought-provoking note designed to leave the audience reflecting on morality, secrecy, and the hidden cost of security.